to today's video. I just wanted to say well done to those of you that managed to complete yesterday's work. I know it was a little bit trickier than normal, but it's good to have a challenge sometimes, and don't forget that all three of your teachers, that's me, Mrs. Teague and Miss Friday, are all available to answer any questions you've got on the Year 5 email address. So if you're finding something a bit tricky, then just drop us an email and we'll be able to help you. In today's lesson, we're looking at different ways in which you can write remainders in division calculations. So let's get into it. So like I said, today we are looking at radiant reminders. Hopefully by the end of this lesson you'll be able to express your reminders in different ways. You'll be able to complete short division calculations with remainders confidently. You'll be able to write remainders as whole numbers, as fractions and as decimals, and you'll be able to choose the most appropriate way of writing your remainder depending on the context. Buddies, can you match each fraction with its equivalent decimal and then tell me which one is the odd one out? So this is a little starter activity, so just have a go at that now and pause the video. How did you get on? Let's have a look at the answers. So hopefully you matched 1/2 with 0.5, 1/10 with 0.1, 3/4 with 0.75, 1/4 with 0.25 and 1/5 with 0.2, and the odd one out was 0.125. Do you know the equivalent fraction for this decimal? Let's have a look. So the equivalent fraction for 0.125 is 1/8, and that's just one of those that is really tricky to work out. You just have to know it. Remainders. We use the short method of division to divide by a one-digit number. So just another reminder, we've got our dividend, 5,356, our divisor, which is 6, our quotient, which is the number of equal parts, and the remainder. And when calculating short division, we start at the left and work towards the right, which is different from addition, subtraction, and multiplication, where we go from right to left. So we're just recapping what we've learnt over the last couple of days. And sometimes we are left with a remainder. A remainder is what tells us what is left behind after we have finished grouping. In this example, 5,356 makes 892 complete groups of 6 with 4 left over. Writing remainders as whole numbers. When we write a remainder like this, we are giving a whole number remainder. So, pause the video here and solve these problems expressing your remainder as a whole number. Let's have a look at the answers. So 4,521 divided by 5. So 4,521 people were grouped equally into 5 seating areas. How many were in each area? So the answer is 904, remainder 1. In some contexts, we must give remainders as whole numbers. So the second one, 2,499 hats were shared equally between 4 shops. How many were delivered to each shop? And that is 624, remainder 3. We can't divide up and share out the remaining people or hats, so we have to give whole number remainders. Writing remainders as fractions. Let's look at this calculation again. This time, imagine that we are sharing out pizzas. With pizzas, it is possible to cut up the remainder and share it out. So, 5,356 divided by 6 equals 892, remainder 4. 5,356 pizzas shared equally between 6 shops would give an answer of 892 whole pizzas with 4 left over. This means there aren't enough pizzas to make another group of 6, which would be 1 for each shop. We only have 4 out of the 6 pizzas needed to make 893 equal groups. If we take the remainder and put it over the divisor, we can express the answer as a fraction. So if you look here, we've got 4 over 6, so we are 4/6 of the way towards another complete group. Your turn. Pause the video again here. Can you express these remainders as fractions? So 1,727 divided by 5, 3,462 divided by 4, and 6,484 divided by 3. Let's have a look at the answers. So the first one was 345 and 2/5. Then it was 865 and 2/4. And the last one was 2,161 and 1/3. The denominator of your fraction is always the number that was being divided by. Writing remainders as decimals. Sometimes it's easy to write the remainder as a decimal. Let's look again at the second calculation. So 3,462 divided by 4 equals 865 remainder 2, and the remainder as a fraction is 2/4. We have 2 out of the 4 we need to make another complete group of 4. We know that 2/4 is equivalent to 1/2. We also know that 1/2 as a decimal is 0.5. So the answer with the remainder as a decimal is 865.5. Have a go. Pause the video again. Can you express these remainders as decimals? And remember to start by expressing them as fractions, then use your knowledge of decimal equivalents to convert them. So we've got 289 divided by 4, 646 divided by 8, and 624 divided by 5. How did you get on? Let's have a look. So you should have had 72.25 for the first one, 80.75 for the second one, and 124.8 for the last one. Well done if you got all those correct. So hopefully now you've got a better idea of different ways in which to express remainders, and that will give you a better idea of how to do your maths activities for today. So that's it for today's maths lesson. Answers as always will be down in the description box below, along with a link to find the work and mine and the school's Twitter accounts as well. Don't forget to keep sending in what you're getting up to at home as well. I'd love to have lots and lots to include in this Friday's roundup video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye!